So in this video, I will walk you through the simplest and the most easiest way to understand and build AI agents. Even if you have a little knowledge about it, or even if you're a person who's a complete beginner in this place, by the end of the video, you will be able to build an AI agent completely by yourself. If you run an e-commerce business, you know this pain. Like every single day, your inbox is flooded with customer emails and like, where is my order? Can I get a refund? How do I return this? And replying to all of this takes a lot of your time, and it also drains your energy, and honestly it's very stressful. And if you hire someone, you pay them salary, they work for a limited hours, and even still mistakes can happen. But what if I told you that there is a way to reply to every email instantly 24/7 without hiring a team, and maybe at a fraction of a cost? And that's where the AI agents come in. And today I will show you exactly how to build an AI agent completely from scratch. Make sure you watch the video from the beginning to the end. So what we are going to cover in this video we are going to learn about what AI agents are, how to build them, the important things that you need to know, and just a few basics to make it all simple. I'm not going to make this video too long, so let's get right into it. But before that, let me ask you something. What is an AI agent in simple words? An AI agent is like a smart digital assistant that can think, decide, and take actions for you. Instead of just giving answers, you can connect with apps and tools to actually do the work. For example, if you say, book a meeting with John next week, and the AI agent won't just tell you how. It will check your calendar, find a free slot, and create meeting automatically. It's more like what you tell that guy to do, it definitely understands assignment. Like you might have heard a quote in memes mostly like, bro understood the assignment. That's the word I was looking for. So just like that, this is the same case when it comes to AI agents. And now since you're watching this video, I know you really wanted to learn how to build an AI agent. So how can we build it? So currently there are many tools like make.com, Zapier, and N8n. And in all those tools, we are going to use N8n. Because N8n is an amazing platform where you can build AI agents without coding. But if you know coding, you can also make a more professional, advanced agents for a very, very complicated task. It's more like you are learning how to drive a car and you are learning all the basics and everything in a manual shift. Now it's getting interesting. So, when you learn how to drive a manual car, then you can drive any car you want, whether it's an automatic, whether it's a paddle shift. You know how to drive a manual car well, then you can drive any car. And maybe if it's something new, then it only takes a few seconds or a few minutes to understand what is actually happening around. And honestly saying, I hate automatic. The reason is, I think I'm slipping from the topic. Okay, fine. So where did we stop? This is the main problem if I start talking about cars. So, okay, fine. So in the same way, if you learn N8n, you will understand the basics and later be able to use in other platforms as well. When I started out, I made my first AI agent in make.com. And I thought N8n is a very complicated process because when I used to watch the tutorial videos, it's like lots of charts and lots of things inside that. And I thought maybe people who knew coding well, or maybe people who are very much good at, software related and all, maybe they can do it better. And people who have no coding background, I don't have any coding background, I don't know anything about coding. But when you start doing it, it's not a very complicated process. It's actually very easy. And N8n it's a paid program. If you want to start learning it, then they will give you 14 days free trial in the beginning. And after that, you have to pay money for that. And there is also another way. If you want to learn N8n and if you want to do it free, you can use it in your PC. There is an option called, local hosting, which you can use N8n in your own PC. You don't have to pay money or you don't have to do anything. But the problem is, if you are using a local host, I would mostly recommend and say that just use it to learn for your learning purposes. Because if you are using that for your business, then you have to, you can't shut down your PC. It needs to work. But if it's in the paid version of N8, even though you shut down your PC, it's working in the server. So it's going to work 24 hours. So if your primary objective is to learn N8 in the beginning, just go for the local host. There is a little process that is actually happening behind when you are actually arranging the things to start using N8 in your local host. And actually, honestly saying, it took me a little bit amount of time to start, set up this local host process and all, because I told you I don't have any kind of background behind coding, and many things that is said in that video, I heard that for the first time while setting up the local N8. But it's not that much complicated. You don't have to worry about that. And if you guys want to use localhost N8 in your PC without paying any money, then I will definitely post a few tutorial videos, easy videos that I found. So you guys can watch that and start using N8 in your own PC without paying any money. So before creating agents in N8, there are few things that you need to understand. I will make it as easy as possible. So when you open an A10, you will see three main things, which is called workflows, projects, and credentials. And about credential, we will talk about that later. When you open this, you can see an interface like this. And this is where you create your AI agents or AI automations. So everything you make here inside is called a workflow. And every workflow is basically one automation or one agent. All of your workflows are kept together inside a project just to stay organized. So inside that workflow, you will work with something called nodes. So what are nodes? Nodes are the building blocks of your automations. Each node performs an action inside your workflow. They can be apps, functions, tools, and more. So coming to the nodes, there are actually 5 main nodes that you need to understand. And the first one is the triggers. And the second one is the actions. Third one is the utility. Fourth one is the code. And the fifth one is the advanced AI. So you don't have to get too complicated by hearing the names. Like I told you, once you start using them, it's easier than you think. And in this video, we are not going to use all of them. In this video, we are just simply building an email AI agent, which I told you, anyone can build it. But before we start, let me explain something which is very much important. I mean, the process that is happening behind the scenes. So the reason I'm not skipping every small details in this video is because once you start doing it, there is a lot of chance that you are going to go through a lot of doubts, because in the most of the tutorial videos, they are not talking about everything. They are moving fast. And the people who don't have any kind of coding background, or the people who are just completely beginners in this case, if other people skip the steps, then it's going to be harder. It's going to take a lot of time for you because you have doubts and you are a complete beginner and you are making errors and mistakes. So that's the reason why I wish when I was watching the videos, somebody has mentioned the things that I'm about to say to you. So that's the reason why I'm highlighting and telling each and every small details that will really help you when you start doing this. So behind every action, there is always a process. So for example, right now, when I talk, my words are encoded and you decode them because you know the language English. But if I spoke Chinese, okay, fine. If I spoke Chinese, the encoding would still be happening, but you won't decode it because you don't understand the language. Similarly, with the AI agents, the process has actually 3 parts, which in the beginning is the input, and there comes the agent, which is in the middle, which includes the brain, memory, and instructions. And the third one, which is the output. And that's a basic idea of how AI agents actually work. So let's get into the practical process, and I promise I will try my best to make it simple and easy as possible. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go to Google Chrome and you have to search N8, and you don't have to go and search it. I will put the link in the description. So after getting into N8, this is how it looks. And what you have to do is you just log in, just give your email ID and just login just like you get into other applications or other softwares. So when you get into N8, you will get a 14 days trial, and you might be thinking, what am I gonna do after this 14 days? You don't have to worry about that. Since your main purpose is to learn N8, actually you can install N8 to your own PC, which is a method called local hosting. So it will be running inside your PC. You don't have to pay any money for that. It's absolutely free, and it is done inside a Docker. So that's a different another process. So right now, after this video, if you want to start making it, you can go to YouTube and search for how to download N8 inside Docker for running localhost, anything like that. Or I will be creating a video about it soon. And the another thing is, if you are using localhost, use that only to learn to create AI agents. If your main purpose is that you have a business, you have an e-commerce business and you're running it, I would highly recommend using cloud services than local hosting. You don't have to use an N8. There is another platforms like Hostinger, where you can buy the server with a less money than actually the N8 charges. Also, at the same time, one of the features that I have noticed inside this N8 is that if any kind of errors or anything happens, there is some kind of AI inside it which highlight the problems and all. I don't know whether it's gonna work inside this Hostinger. So if you're a beginner, completely a beginner, one of the advantages that you have, the AI inside N8 actually tells you what the problem, where the error is, or what is actually happening inside. Because since you are a beginner, you are going to make a lot of mistakes. Trust me guys, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, especially if you don't have a coding background. So just like I said before, this is called the workflow, and inside this thing we will be creating all the AI agents and all the other background processes. And here you can see something called projects. You can consider it like inside your local disk that you have so many folders, where folder A is for your this kind of photos and folder B is for these kind of photos. So we can arrange, separate and differentiate, right? So just like that, if you want to separate and differentiate different kind of projects, this option is actually good. Since we don't have to do that, since our main purpose is to create a workflow inside it, first thing you have to do is you have to create workflow by clicking on it, and this is the main part. So here, just like you see, everything that you add here, they are called nodes. So we already talked about that. There are different kinds of nodes for different purposes, and like I said before, we are not using every nodes inside this video. So let's do the first thing. You can change this from my workflow to something like symbol AI agent. Okay, workflow successfully created inside your personal space. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to search for AI agent, and this is the AI agent. I was just looking at the shape of this robot. All right, so okay, fine. So this is the AI agent, and just like I said, this is like the engine of a car, but it's not complete. And you can see a lot of things downside this AI agents, just like the roots and the branches of a tree. And I hope you remember about the example that I talked and mentioned before. Like when I say something, you understand it because you know the language, and there is an encoding and decoding process that is happening, input and the middle, and there is output. And the output is where the decoding happens, and you understand what I'm actually trying to explain to you. So this is the place where we tell the AI agent what we want to do. For example, I will show you a sample. Like we opened it and we told that hello. So you can see a green line here, which means from up to here, the workflow is correct. But here there is a red thing, which means something is missing, something is wrong. It's not correct. Problem in node AI agent. So it's just like I said, the AI agent is not understanding what we are trying to say. And in order for it to understand, in order for it needs to respond back to you, you need to connect a chat model. It's a very simple thing to do. And this is one of the advantages that I told you before. If you're using directly from Innate, and see, when an error happens, there is an AI assistant that is telling you what is the main problem that is happening there. Sometimes, just like I said, if you were a beginner, it will take time for you to figure out what is happening, especially if you don't have that much technical or coding knowledge that much. And I don't know whether this is available in other cloud services. If you have, especially in hosting or other platforms, it's good, it's great. So just like I said, we need a chat model right now. So to connect the chat model, what you have to do is you have to click here, and you can see a plenty of and a variety of chat models that are actually available here. So we got the famous OpenAI chat model, and also the same time there is Google Gemini chat model. So the thing here is this OpenAI chat model, it's actually, you have to pay for the credentials. So this OpenAI chat model, you have to, if you want to start using it, you have to pay for the API key. I mean, it's like for this much message, this much tokens. And I would say if you're using this for your business, then you can go for OpenAI chat model. Otherwise, for learning purposes, you can use this Google Gemini chat model. And this Google Gemini, they will give you some free tokens in the beginning. You just have to go to Google AI Studio and create API key. And if you're very much confused about that, you don't have to worry about it. I will put the link in the description. All right. And I don't want to make this video too lengthy. That's why I'm not doing everything inside this video. So I had already used and finished the tokens inside Google Gemini chat model, and I can't use it again, and I have to pay for it. So what I'm currently doing right now is I'm using OpenRouter chat model. You can do that too. There are lots and lots of free models inside this OpenRouter chat model. So you might be thinking, if there are lots of free models inside this OpenRouter chat model, then what do you have to go for OpenAI chat model? See, the thing is, the response and everything this OpenAI chat model gives, it's different. Especially if you're using it for business purposes. If the customer is messaging you, contacting you, you want a genuine response, not a trial. And sometimes the free chat models inside this OpenRouter, they have limitations. Some of the models don't respond that much good when you ask something. Like if I am telling my AI agent something like, hey, you want to sell a Gmail to this Gmail ID. It might not be taking the command properly. From this AI agent, there comes an input to the Gmail. I will talk about that later. And there, things will be a little messy. So in that case, I would highly recommend to go for this OpenAI chat model rather than other chat models. And also at the same time, if you have a good PC, if you have a very good system with you, a graphics card, and then you have also another option that you can, just like local hosting Innate inside your PC, and you can also local host this AI agents for free inside your PC, and you don't have to pay any money for that. So let's get into OpenRouter chat model. So the chat model that I'm going to go for is DeepSeek, and this is a very good chat model. It's for your basic purposes and for your learning and all. This is a good thing. And now let me ask something to AI agent, just like I said, hello, and let me see what it is responding. See, hello, how can I help you today? And since we added this chat model, now this AI agent can understand what we want and what we meant. And also it can reply to the questions that we ask. So you can see here a few processes like input, output. So right now I'm going to show you something. Hello, my name is Joe. Okay, fine. So let me see what it is replying. See, hello Joe, it's nice to meet you. How can I help you today? So you can see we already told our name. And let me ask it again. So, what is my name? See, I don't know your name. You haven't told me yet. But if you like, yes, you can tell me your name and I will be happy to use it. You can see a few seconds ago, I already told the AI agent what my name is, and when I asked it again, it's telling me that I don't know. It's like, yeah. So, what can be the reason behind it? It's not an alchemist. It's it's something because it doesn't have any memory. So we haven't added any memory for this AI agent. So you can see there is a memory options here just for basic purposes, just for to learn, just for to test things out. You can add this simple memory. But if you are doing it for your business, don't use simple memory. There are lots and lots of other things, and just like Supabase, and where it stores a lot of memory and lot of things and lot of pre-chats with the customers, where when a customer messages, the AI agent remember what they purchased before, their order track, everything they asked. So in order for to save that, there is another softwares for that. You can't do this with this simple memory thing. So just for this testing purposes, you can go for the simple memory. And here you can see something like context window length, which means it's already set to 5. So it's something like conversation memory limit. So it's like how many pages of the conversation the AI can remember at once. It's already 5, which means remembering the last 5 messages and the last 5 things we talked about. I always make into something like 50 because I test a variety and a lot of things until I get bored. So I made that into 50. And right now, I'm going to tell AI agent the same thing that we did right now, like, hello, my name is Joe. So it replied again like, hello Joe, it's nice to meet you. How can I help you today? So again, I'm going to ask him, hello, what is my name? You told me your name is Joe. See, now it got a simple memory, so the AI remember the things that I talked about depending upon the context. And like I said, if you are doing it for your business, never use simple memory. Don't make that mistakes. Okay, fine. So now we got the basic thing. And if you open this AI agent, you can actually see the process and everything that is happening behind. The section ID, what the chat message received. You can put it into table if you want. You can make it inside JSON if you want. And you can see the output here. So I will do one thing. I will put an edit field, which is not that much required, but just to tell you about something. So you can drag this output to this place. And if you execute step, you can see output. You told me your name is Joe. It's just to tell you the thing that I mentioned before, like encoding, the process that is happening, decoding, input, here the process happening, output. You don't need this edit field right now. The main purpose of this is absolutely different. Like when you're creating huge workflows and all, this has a very, very good importance. But now we don't need that much, but it's just to show you about it. Just like the diagram and the thing that I mentioned, input, the process happening, output. Okay, fine. So here you can go for the tools. So one of the things that you need to keep in mind is after you take the chat model, there is an option here like credentials to connect with. Even if it's OpenRouter, even if it's OpenAI, even if it's Gemini, you have to connect your credentials in that place in order for you to start using it. So this is the thing that we talked about. We talked about credentials before. I told you that we are going to talk about that later. So credentials are like your access keys or your passwords. So it's more like you have a debit card or a credit card, and you have a pin, which when you put that credit card inside that place, only after you type that pin and you got that OTP, then you will be able to take that cash out, right? Or sometimes even if you want to make transitions, you need to know the pin for the Google Pay or the Phone Pay, anything that you are using, right? So just like that, in order for you to start using this chat model, you need a credential. So it's something like a secret code that lets n8n connect to other services. So the only thing that you have to do is you have to create new credential, and for that you need an API key here. So to set this API key, there is a few process behind it. You don't have to worry about that. I will put the link in the description so you can directly get into that link and watch that video. So one of the things that you have to keep in mind while you're working on the workflows are you have to keep saving after you did something here. Otherwise, when something happens, when there comes an error and this, the Chrome is gone or something like your PC shutoffs or anything like that, and you're working on a major project, you might not be able to get that thing that you have worked up to that in N8 that much. So I have similar experience behind it. So that's why I'm telling you, like, if you did something here, you need to keep saving it. So if anything happens, it's already saved and you don't have to worry about that. So after that, what you have to do is you have to go and search for Gmail. And after taking the Gmail, you have the same process that we did a few minutes ago, that you have to create credentials again. And this process of creating credentials for the Gmail ID, it's a bit more process, not that much hard, but it's gonna take a bit amount of time. So because of that, I'm gonna put that video in the description. So I don't want to make the video too long. It's not a harder process. It's not that much harder. Like, there is a big process behind it, and there are things that you have to do while creating the credentials for it. So after creating the credentials, you will come into an option just like this. And here you can see like an option called to, subject, email type, and message. So I'm gonna make that from HTML to text option. And here you have got two options like fixed and expression. Most of the time this will be already in selected. The fixed option will be selected most of the time. So you have to put that into expression. So I will explain what's the main difference and why we have to put it from fixed to expression. So the thing is, in the fixed place, it's mostly the fixed value and there is no change in that. And here in the expression place, it's mostly like automatic. It's like based on the incoming data. So for example, if you type something yourself, it will always stay the same. Like if you type abc@gmail.com in the to place, then every email will go to only that address. But here in that place expression, which instead of typing one fixed thing, you tell N8 pick this info from the data that comes in. For example, if an email comes from Gmail trigger, that sender's email is automatically captured, and by using expression, it will fill that person address. I will make it a little more easy for you. So there is a very simple example that I can use for you to understand the difference between fixed and expression. Let's say a customer sends you an email, customer1@gmail.com, and there is another customer, they send you another email, customer2@gmail.com. So if you are using a fixed email, then all the replies will only go to one Gmail ID. It can be customer1@gmail.com. If it's fixed there, then no matter how many people send message, how many customers send, only the reply will go to that place. But if you use expression, N8 will pick up the actual sender's email from the triggers. So the reply will go correctly to customer1@gmail.com or to customer2@gmail.com. That's the main difference about using fixed and expression. So definitely go for expression, because if so many people send the message, and if N8 wants to reply to that specific sender, so everyone's Gmail ID will be different. If N8 want to send to those people's specific Gmail ID, you have to go for expression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type curly braces, and here you can write email recipient. So after that, you have to copy this and then you have to paste it here. And after that, you can remove this email recipient to subject. And that's done. Then you can come here to the message option and then you can paste it here. And you can remove this email recipient to email body. So that is done actually. And the next thing that you have to do is in the AI agent, you have to give command. You have to tell AI agent what are the processes that you are supposed to do. So for that, here you can see an add option. and here you can see system messages. We actually forgot one thing, that is you need to come to this Gmail node, and here you can see an option like add option, and here you can see append innate and attribution. You have to take it and then you have to switch off that option. Otherwise, when you receive a Gmail created by this innate, and then under that Gmail you will get a specific thing like sent by innate or created by innate and some kind of option like that. I don't remember, but specifically that innate and related something will be written in that place. And it's not great if you are sending that to customers or to replying to customers or using this workflow to reply to the clients that are messaging you. So after that, just like I said, you have to come to the AI agent, and after taking that system message, you can see like you are a helpful assistant. This is the only option here. So the more better we give the prompt in this place, the amazing this AI agent is gonna work. So for example, let's take you got a powerful beast or a powerful car within you, and the performance is mainly depend upon how you modify it, how the things that you are trying to, the additional extra fittings and everything that you're planning to bring to that car. For example, let's take a Japanese domestic market Nissan GTR, and driver has a huge importance in it. Definitely the person who's driving has a huge importance in it, and also at the same time upgrade that you are going to do from stage 1 to stage 2, stage 3, everything that you are planning to do. Like you got a powerful mission there, just like this is a powerful mission. It's about the prompt and everything of the system message that you are planning to give in this place. So just like that, you can go to ChatGPT and you can tell ChatGPT to create a system prompt. This is your main purpose, and this is the system prompt that you needed. So you can, after that, you don't have to worry about that. After that, you can just copy paste to this place. Okay, fine. So after that, come back to innate and then change it from fixed to expression. And after that, you can expand it here. You can delete this thing which is like you are a helpful assistant, and then you can paste what you got from ChatGPT. And then after that, you can I'm just testing this AI agent again. Hello. Okay, fine, it's working. And now is the part that we have been waiting for, the actual use of these AI agents. Can you please send an Gmail to telling to come for car drifting on this Saturday. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So after that, you can see, perfect. I have successfully sent the email to inviting them to the car drifting event this Saturday. This email has been sent with a friendly and a professional tone. So that's why I told you have to change it from fixed to expression. Most of the people make mistake in that place. Otherwise, the Gmail option will be only fixed and the AI agent will only be sending to a specific Gmail. But now it's something like when the AI agent receives Gmails from different specific Gmail IDs, it understands it and it will send messages to those specific email IDs. So this is one of the simplest AI agent that I can teach you right now. And I hope I tried my best to explain to you guys as easy as possible. And you don't have to worry after seeing these complicated things that is happening here. Like I don't have any coding knowledge, or I don't know what is actually happening here. When everyone starts doing something new which they haven't done before, they're going to suck at that place. Like anyone you can look into. So I told you about my specific case, right? When I started out, I didn't have any coding knowledge or any kind of technical knowledge about these things. I was hearing about N8 for the first time in my life, but I was consistent for the beginning for the few days, and it was a little bit harder for me when the errors or anything happens. I don't know what is actually happening. But after investing time, I just, got a little more fluent in creating AI agents. It's more likely learning how to drive a car in the beginning. Just like when you are learning how to drive a car in the beginning, you have a tendency to look downside to know which gear the car is in. But after you become an expert in it, after you become a pro in it, you become fluent, and after that, you don't have to look down to know which gear the car is in. you know it, you just know it. So just like that, that's the case in everything. You have to show a bit more interest in it. And also at the same time, if you want to build a professional AI agent for your e-commerce business, feel free to contact me in the Gmail ID that I have given in the description. So that's it guys, and see you in the next video.